So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use the lasso tools and the magic wand to be able to cut out objects such as this image. And this is easier when you've got a background which isn't too busy or there isn't too many hairs or feathers coming out. Otherwise it makes your job a little bit harder. So I've chosen this one just because it's got quite a pale background, so it's quite easy to distinguish where I need to cut out. So you'll see here the third option down. If you hold this icon down, you'll see there's three different options. There's the normal lasso tool, there's the polygonal lasso tool, and the magnetic. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the normal lasso tool. So for this, what you need to do is choose an area that you want to start with. I'm just going to choose here. And with this one, what you need to do, this might be easier with a Wacom tablet or another kind of drawing tablet, is to click and hold, and basically, whilst holding down the mouse, go over the area that you want to cut out. This sometimes is easier on smaller items, or if there's just a little bit that you need to cut out. As you can see, I'm doing quite a poor job of cutting this little guy out. Oh, so we can always go and correct those areas afterwards. Oh gosh. So doing this with the mouse isn't as easy as using a drawing tablet. Okay, so what you need to do with this is make sure you align it back up with that very first step that you did. Now at the moment you'll see that the layer is locked, so if I try to move it, it doesn't work. So you need to click this little lock icon to be able to move your hopefully better cut out shape than what I've done here. Okay, so that is the normal lasso tool. It's quite fiddly to use, but sometimes if you've got a really busy background, that might be the only thing which works effectively. So to go back a step in Photoshop, you just need to do Control and Z. Or if you go to Edit, you can do Undo or Redo on your images. And those options, sorry. Okay, so Control and Z will be your best friend whilst choosing Photoshop, that's for sure. Okay, so that was the lasso tool. The next one I want to show you is the polygonal lasso tool. Now, to be honest, this is better for shapes, cutting out big, simple shapes, or if you're wanting a scrapbook effect, because it's kind of like more blocky. So this would be if you wanted to create something a bit more abstract. So if you were doing a mood board, for example, where you've got lots of different images that essentially would be cut out and layered on top of each other, this would be a good tool for that. So everything you do is in straight lines. So with that unlocked, if I move this bird, you can see it's a bit more blocky, but it can look cool. Okay, so that is the polygonal lasso tool, or polygonal tool. I don't really use this one, but I've never really had a purpose for it as such. So it's up to you whether you use this one. You might still cut out better than I do. But if you're doing something, where it's more straightforward, like buildings or something that you're cutting out, this might be more effective than using any of the others. Okay, so the last one is this magnetic lasso tool. Now this works best if you've got a very plain background, because it basically draws a line where there's colour difference. If I show you. So I'm just going to start up here. So with this one, you just click once in an area, and then you slowly, without clicking the mouse, just move it around, and you can see it's kind of pulling towards. Now if it comes out too far, you can just click the back button and it will go back for you. Sometimes if you go really fast, you'll see it does quite an awful job. But sometimes if you go a lot slower, it just seems to pick up the bits easier. Sometimes you can click if it's being a bit of a pain. Now you can see here it's not really wanting to do the bottom, so I'm going to do this slightly different. I'm going to go around the outside of the image because I can always remove any bits from that background that I don't want. So I'm just going to click there to make sure it counts that. So this is a great tool to use, but if you've got lots of feathers or lots of effects going on, it can be difficult for the tool to distinguish the colour. So when you hover over, can you see the icon? It moves slightly. It has that little O up here, or little circle. So that's telling you that you need to click on that, and you'll see these are kind of like marching ants, as some people call. This back area is selected now. So if you click delete, you'll see it has cut out the background. What you might want to do is you've got an eraser tool just here, or you can click E. And at the moment, because it's only selected this area, it won't let you edit anything. So if you do Control and D, it deselects for you. So it allows you to edit. So now you should just be able to remove anything that your mouse originally missed. Okay, so now if you wanted to add a new background, all you need to do is click here. This is the new layer option. Drag that beneath the bird so you can see this is now transparent because of the checkers, and you can create a box. And you can see it has now added in that picture, that you can see if there's any errors that you've made with your background. Okay, so you can see now we've got our bird layer, and if you select your top layer, whichever layer is on top is and which is selected is the one that you'll move. So you can see I can move my bird around like so. So that is using these 3 lasso tools. So lasso, polygonal and magnetic. And I'm just going to show you the special one beneath. Okay, so this one here, there's 2 options. There's the quick selection tool and the magic wand. I'm just going to show you the magic wand tool very quickly. And you can see here, when you click, you select large areas, and it's already almost cut around this bird for you. And then all you need to do is click delete. If your entire background is white, it will select the entire background for you. But if you've got different shades of colour like this, it will select the closest colours. So you can go around and delete like so. So as you can see, it's a lot quicker than some of the lasso tools that I've just shown you. Now this last one I'm going to show you is the quick selection tool. Now this is a nice tool because you just click and drag where you want to select. So this is just with one mouse click, and I've been able to select that entire background. So now if I click delete, it also deletes it for you. So the magic wand tool might be better if you've got a background with just one colour, and the quick selection tool is nice if you can select which areas you want to remove or select. Okay, so hopefully you've got a few different tools there that you can play with. So have some fun.